right, welcome to The Explainer. AI is absolutely everywhere, promising to change pretty much everything about how we work and create. But with so much noise, so many tools, how do you actually get past all that hype, all the buzzwords, and get real work done? Okay, let's dive in and figure out how to find genuine business value in actual projects. I love this quote. It just nails it, right? Using AI just because it's available is like writing code just because you know a language. It's not engineering, it's noise. And that's the whole game, figuring out the difference between just making noise and actually engineering something valuable. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually cut through all that noise? How do you take a tool that's trending and turn it into something with real, tangible value? Well, that's what we're going to explore by following a real-world project that did exactly that. All right, first things first. Let's talk about a trap that so many people fall into, the massive gap between the hype and the reality of AI. It's so easy to just jump on the latest tool without a real plan. But here's the secret. The most important skill you need right now isn't about writing the perfect prompt. Nope, it's something way more fundamental. Look, before you even think about opening an AI tool, you have to get really good at one thing, identifying the problem. It's all about looking at your own work, your own processes, and asking some really simple but powerful questions like, what's that boring, repetitive process that could be automated? Where are you pouring in tons of human effort for a tiny result? What just eats up time without adding any real value? If you can answer these, you've found your perfect starting point. Okay, so to make this all real, let's look at this awesome case study. It's about a software engineer who decided to use AI to publish a children's book for his daughter. I mean, how cool is that? It's a perfect example of what a true creative partnership between a human and AI can really look like. So let's break down exactly how this happened, the entire workflow. The creator's journey started with these messy, improvised voice notes he'd recorded over the years, and the goal was to turn them into a multi-platform launch. We're talking a physical book, an audiobook, even translations. Let's see how he pulled it off. So, the very first hurdle, the raw material. For years, the author had just been recording these stories on his phone. I mean, think about it. You've got real-world audio, background noise, the volume is all over the place. It's a mess. But what was so amazing is that modern AI models could handle it. They didn't just transcribe the words, they actually helped clean up the narrative in places where the story kind of went off on a tangent. All right, now for the illustrations. And this is a big one, because a lot of people think AIR is just a magic button you press. Make pretty picture, and poof, you're done. But that is not how it worked here, not even close. For the author, AI wasn't a lazy shortcut. It became this complex, exploratory design partner. Get this, 15. That was the average number of versions it took to get just one single illustration right. This wasn't a one-and-done deal. It was a whole cycle of generating ideas, tweaking them, adjusting proportions, and even blending the results from different AI systems like Midjourney and Whisk. It just goes to show, the AI was the tool, but the human was the creative director. And this is super important. It's about knowing your limits. While AI was fantastic for brainstorming and getting ideas out, the author knew where it fell short. When it was time for the really technical, final print formatting, he did the smart thing. He hired a human expert. It's a perfect lesson in knowing when to lean on AI and when you absolutely need a specialized human skill. And you know what? The project didn't just stop with the book, it kept growing. This table really shows that perfect partnership. For the book itself, you can see AI handled the grunt work, like transcription and kicking out ideas. But the human, they did the real storytelling, the final edits, the curation, and the layout. For translations, AI gave a solid first draft, but a human was essential for quality control and all that important cultural nuance. It was the same story for the audiobook and the website. It's a beautiful dance between AI's power and human strategy. Okay, so this whole story, this whole project, it teaches us a massive lesson that goes way beyond just making a book. It's about understanding the huge difference between a cool prototype and a real production-ready system. And honestly, this is a leap that most teams completely miss. Think of it like this. There are two totally different mindsets at play here. On one hand, you've got the prototype.
It's a fast mock-up, it works in 30 minutes, it's built on hype, and you kind of build it and forget it. But on the other hand, you have production. That requires real systems thinking, thoughtful architecture, and serious analysis of security and cost. It's about building with intent. Never let a cool demo fool you. Always ask what it would really take to make it secure, reliable, and valuable.
All right, let's bring this all home. How do we tie all these lessons together? Let's put together a final checklist, your guide to using AI responsibly, especially if you're trying to do this inside a bigger company. Okay, and please listen up, because this might be the most critical warning in this whole explainer. Before you copy and paste any kind of sensitive data, especially company data, into a public AI model, you have to assume that one day it could be made public. The privacy policies can be vague, so the very first step for any team should be to build guardrails. Check your company's policy, and hey, if one doesn't exist, be the person who steps up to help create it.
Okay, so here it is, your 5 key takeaways. Think of this as your cheat sheet for doing AI right. Number 1, always start with the problem, not the shiny new tool. 2, experiment and test all the time. The free tiers exist for a reason. Use them. 3, know your limits and value human expertise. 4, prototype fast to learn what's possible, but design your final product slowly and carefully. And number 5, handle data responsibly. Security is not an add-on. It's the foundation of everything.
So, at the end of the day, AI isn't some magic wand, right? It's not going to do the work for you. It's a partner, a really powerful one that can supercharge your own skills if you use it the right way. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What problem are you going to solve with it?